Hey everybody, this is CV Grims, the guy with the golden voice again. Just another darkness reel, I guess. I mean, living in your van, it's not easy. You have very little light, you have very little comfort, you have very little room to maneuver. And by room to maneuver, I mean life. Just any situation. I mean, when like your whole deal is like your house is where you sleep at, where you decide is where is what parking lot number are you in, is it's all very bewildering. But I'm just gonna talk about this concern I have right now, and what's going on. This is a little personal tidbit, and what's going on is recently I found out that someone stole a series of artworks that I did, drawings of superheroes, personal or drawings that were meant to be promotional drawings for the book Eidolon Atomic that I'm writing. And what happens is that what happened is that somebody came in here. I had taken the drawings out of my portfolio and set them aside, and then collected them all up and then just like stacked them inside the portfolio. I didn't think anybody was gonna take them, and what happened is the drawings all went missing. All of the original drawings are now of these superheroes are now gone. You know? And what this person did while they were in my or in my personal area is that they took a bunch of like stacks of paper and they put them in the places that they knew I would be looking for those drawings. And they've proceeded to take a few stacks of paper, so, you know, and just put them all over my deal. And yeah, and that's been the whole thing. That's been the whole deal at the moment. And what's going on right now is that I am currently kind of having a small moment of contemplation. I mean, the funny thing is that, yes, they were the original drawings, and they were, in fact, colored, and all of that goody goodness, but, while I was drawing those drawings, I would take a picture of them every time and immediately post it on the Eidolon Atomic Facebook page. So they're all on the Facebook page, every single one of them, doubled over as just graphite drawings and then shown as ink drawings and then colored, you know? But so it doesn't really concern me. I can fucking print out any of these fucking pieces of paper anytime I want to. But it got me thinking, you know, like, what really is the value of artwork? Is it something? Does it have a value if somebody's just out to steal it just so they can fuck with you? Or does it have value because it is something that I say just simply has value? And will it get anybody money if I'm just like, oh well, I mean, I can print out multiple versions of those drawings at any time, and you having them doesn't even really concern me because I can just be like, no, that's not the original drawing. It doesn't have my signature on it. Obviously, it's not mine. And, you know, it goes into this whole, like, thing of contemplation. This whole understanding that, one, stealing artwork is incredibly stupid. Two, stealing from a homeless man is incredibly low. 3, stealing from a homeless man that you keep claiming is retarded just doesn't even help you. I mean, I don't even know how you get respect in the criminal world for doing something like that. And 4, stealing from me is probably one of the stupidest things that you could do. And it just goes into this whole thing, you know? It makes me think. It makes me think up a bunch of, like, considerations for what this situation is. You know that old man in my other video? He tried to take my white tablet that I was writing my story on. Or at least this is what I think happened, because I went to sleep that night, the tablet was in my pocket, and when I woke up that morning, it was no longer in my pocket. And I searched all over my van, I searched all over everything, and I couldn't find the tablet. But later, after I told them, I was just like, it has GPS on it, so what do I care if it gets stolen? I'm just going to tell Microsoft to turn the GPS on, and that'll be the end of it. Yeah, I mean, it's so pointless to steal technology these days. I mean, being a criminal these days just really doesn't pay. There are tons of ways to outsmart criminals, especially if you're a guy like me. Especially if they're just out to fuck with your artwork and your story and just be like, well, we're going to take these promotional pictures because we think it's going to slow you down. And I'm just like, oh, well, no, not really, because I took pictures of all of them. All of them. And they're on a Facebook page on the internet. And even if you try to erase them from that Facebook page, I already have Facebook on alert that you guys are trying to do this. I've already informed them. As soon as I got into whatever situation this was, I was just like, boom. And, yeah. And, the thing that makes me laugh about this is that what even really is the point? Just for the lulz, I guess? What lulz? I mean, the only person laughing here is me. And I'm just laughing going, you guys, I saw that coming from like 20 years away. And fuck. I mean, I just called out the moment, and I was just like, okay. And the funny thing is now that my artwork has been stolen, it may in fact actually be worth something. It is the defining moment that says your artwork is now worth something. And that's really good. It gave me a huge boost of confidence knowing that the guy who came in here specifically to steal my artwork overlooked just $300 just sitting there in the exact same portfolio to steal 5 or 6 pieces of paper just because he thought it would inconvenience me more than stealing $300 of every cent that I had left. And that's what's funny to me. That's the part that I find hilarious. In that, well, you could have actually have gotten me, maybe, but you decided to take those pictures that I just have on the internet, and, well, now we're here. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who's to say? Who's to say who's right or wrong or in this situation, and who or what these people are even thinking? I have evidence that I'm being gang stalked already, and yeah. Just some word to the wise. If you ever find yourself in a situation like me, living out of your car or your truck or whatever vehicle you managed to fucking like fight your way through an entire room of ninjas to get through, then you've got to realize that thing isn't very secure. It's not very safe. Well, what goes on in my neck of the woods is I've seen that people get on their cell phones and they look at my van and they try to get the year for it, and they call up this number and they're just like, oh yeah, I need a new key for blah 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 this thing, and can you send it to me? And they're just like, oh yeah, here you go, and the company doesn't care. They don't even know who the car's registered to. The companies just send out keys all willy-nilly, and they don't even bother who the keys are fucking going to. And it's funny, It's just like, the only reason why the world is so insecure is because just circumstance, I guess. Well, it is late at night, and it's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I've been skateboarding most of the day. And I just gotta tell you, it's not easy. This is a tough guy having a tough time. This is a talented guy having a tough time. CV Grimm's out.